Hello everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jayzon, and today we've got another replay cast marathon coming for you guys. And the first match we're going to be covering today is NUES versus JailBait. This is from about a week ago on the 16th of April. And we've got this all queued up and ready to go, so let's jump on in to game number 1, which is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. No reason to wait up on this one, ladies and gentlemen. NUES on the left. We've got Chaos Dude playing the Johanna, Shadow Step on the Hanzo, Night Knight on the Ana, Fade playing the Orphea, and we've got Chaotic Order on the Samuro. Meanwhile, on the right, we've got JailBait, H2O on the Anubarak, Klaxi going to be on the Greymane, Joe DiMaggio on the Arthas, Smug Dolphin going to be playing the Deckard Kane, and we've got Frag Stellar on the Sylvanas. So into the mid we go. Bring up the talents for you guys. Looks like we're gonna get Shadow Dagger build right out of the gate here from Frag Stellar. Pretty standard across the board on these picks. That Rhyme coming in for Arthas. I'll be interested to see the Samuro play here from Chaotic Order. I think we saw that come out. We've seen this season, I think, against in that first game, if I remember correctly, in the first ever Thursday night showdown against Hodis. But we'll see. It's a very interesting pick. Good side soak potential on this map, of course. So it'll be very fun to see people play with that Samuro. Yeah, Mark, it was definitely cool to see Blizzard helping us out with this. We were back on the tournament realm again today with this replay cast, because we're trying to get as many of these matches in as we can while we still have access to the replays before that gets shut down. So, again, big thank you to Blizzard, all the guys over there making our jobs and lives a little easier. Taking a look at these level 1 talents, though. 13 stacks right now for Frag Stellar early here on the Shadow Dagger quest, and 5 on the Scroll quest as well for Deckard. So see him continue to try and chuck those out, but nice dodge there from the side of NUES. Meanwhile, both sides going to prioritize taking these camps a little bit early. Not too early, though. Of course, they spawn at 1 minute, and so if you get these early enough, a lot of times teams will find themselves with the ability to grab a second of these turrets during the map objective. It'd be a pretty big boon to your team fighting ability on the point there. Meanwhile, solo lane actually going to be Shadow Step here on the Hanzo going against Joe DiMaggio. So it looks like it's just kind of a passive back and forth here affair so far. Now, Chaotic Order rotating around. Definitely going to be a decent camp taker as well in this 4-man rotation. Being able to break off and grab those throughout this early laning phase. Hanzo was able to get 5 of those stacks early, but hasn't found anything else down here in the bot lane, and I think that's, well, there it is. There's 2 more stacks as I say that. Also going to get the wave clear talent with those explosive Qs at level 4. H2O trying to cut off the rotations here of the side of NUES. A very nice rotation there. Just force him to go the long way. I like that aggressive approach. Sometimes you find somebody out, especially when you got damage backup like Sylvanas and Greymane that can really blow people up pretty easily. Camp grabbed by Chaotic Order. He'll go up to the top to push the lane out a bit. And NUES actually the first one's on the point here. They're going to be able to get an early advantage on this map objective. It's going to be a nice gain for them. Meanwhile, we do see the camp taken on the top as well, so Klaxi going to be here to answer up in this top lane, so they'll duke it out up in top. Arthas still in bot lane, so the side of JailBait trying to soak out for level 7, but NUES is going to have that pretty quickly as well. So only a slight advantage, only for a few seconds really there. Worth noting that there's a bit of an advantage when we get to these actual point fights for the side of JailBait in the healing department, at the very least, with the Deckard potions, if he can get those set up. And you can see he's already got 3 on point for when JailBait attempts to push in, and here it is. But H2O is just getting blown up. Can't burrow charge away fast enough. The turret is down for the side of NUES. Diving in deep there is Galaxy. Still holding on to that. Finally, he's going to put down the turret, but it's too late. Greymane is going to fall, and just like that, NUES going to capture themselves the first Triglav Protector. Very nice play coming out from these guys. I say small healing advantage for Deckard if he can set up potions, but of course, going up against Ana and that biotic grenade build, and just the incredible sustained healing that she can put out. Unless the potions are already there and ready for the team fight, then it's not going to be an advantage at all. In fact, it's going to be a bit of a mismatch, as Ana can just strike through and heal everything. And quickly taking out that healing well up in the top lane are the members of NUES. Even before they take out the front wall, they just get the turret, and that's pretty much going to be their only prize out of this. Triglav getting incredibly low, does bash in Galaxy a little bit there, taking down some of that health. We do have Samuro down in the bot lane, so this is a 4v4 up in the top, and Shadow Step now getting some nice stacks onto that level 1. And dealing some nice damage. The damage of JailBait is going to have to back out here. Super low health. Let me see the rotations out to other lanes. Shadow Step in the mid. Chaotic Order rotating very quickly onto the camp. And actually, Shadow Step's going to go back to bot to soak. So it looks like he's going to kind of resume the solo lane duties and let Chaotic Order rotate around a bit more. Level 10 coming in quickly here for JailBait. They'll have it just a tick before the members of NUES do. Not too much faster, though. I take it back. They actually beat him to level 10. Superior soaking for the win. But both teams are going to have it. So let's take a look at these heroics as they get picked in here. Illusion Master coming in for Samuro along with the Nano Boost. That is Crushing Jaws. Alright, Crushing Jaws for the Orphea, along with Dragon Arrow and Blessed Shield. And for JailBait, it's going to be Cocoon, Stay a While and Listen, Wailing Arrow, Army of the Dead, and Go for the Throat. Charge in onto Chaos Dude as H2O, trying to put out a little bit of damage there, but not really finding any follow-up. And look at... Oh man, Smug Dolphin trying to find Shadow Step there with the Stay a While, but Shadow Step quickly backed away from that endeavor. A little bit of a scrap breaking out here between the 4-mans on each side here in the mid, but nobody gonna commit too hard to this one. Chaotic Order gonna rotate down to the bot. Shadow Step has completed that level 1, so geometry done. You see the scroll quest almost done. 97 stacks so far for Sylvanas, so building that up a little bit. Meanwhile, both teams going to start prioritizing these camps a little bit here. We'll see NUES picking up theirs. H2O going to charge across the wall, and they're going to pick up this one on the side of JailBait as well. Both prepping to try and get a little bit of extra push in that top lane as we head into control point B. And both teams also prioritizing putting somebody down in bot lane. Now, of course, Samuro has that kind of pseudo-global ability. Going to send the clone up into the mid, and we'll be able to eventually swap into here as Chaotic Order. And now it's going to be a 4v5 in the top before Arthas can rotate up. Both teams still looking for that level 13. Pretty much dead even on the experience, but they do get Chaos Dude onto that point. So NUES is going to control the charge first. So going to start building up that percentage for that Triglav. Looks like Arthas is on the rotation up. He's going to be cut off, though, by Chaotic Order. So now they'll get into a little bit of a scrap, but I don't think Joe DiMaggio really has anything to actually threaten down there. Meanwhile, here comes the Dragon Arrow along with the Blessed Shield. Flaxy gets very low, but does get a last-second potion there from Smug Dolphin. H2O, though, gonna get taken out. Fragstellar also getting caught in that Crushing Jaws. Will be able to Haunting Wave away, but it's too late. That auto attack traveled along with the wave. Flaxy also getting very low here. Gonna have to back out. Now Joe DiMaggio is in there all by his lonesome. The body blocking is good. They put down the turret, and they'll trade out the Orphea for the Arthas. Or no, wait, that was actually just Greymane and Arthas going down. That's my mistake. Orphea had gone down a little bit earlier, but still a 1-for-4 exchange in favor of NUES. Big team fight win for these guys. They're also going to be able to get back on here and continue their charge. They're almost at the 100% now. So JailBait going to have to make a decision whether they want to try to contest this, and I think the answer is no. They don't have the bodies left, as Arthas and Greymane still on the death timers, as that was charging up to 100. So now we'll see what NUES wants to do with this. They've got Hanzo and Ana in the Protector. So two of the more safe heroes put in behind this Protector to try and aid in the push. Meanwhile, 1v1 back in the bottom. Arthas versus Samuro. Of course, Chaotic Order can kind of be all over the map, so we'll see exactly where. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be sent to split out a little bit. And this 4-man with the Protector is going to come on into the bot. We're going to get the front wall down, and the main objective, of course, is that well. We'll be able to secure that fairly easily, and should be able to make it out just fine. And again, we'll give them that that well tap as an advantage for control point C if they're able to defend down here in bot. All 5 members are here, so Samuro now left alone up in the top lane to do some sieging and clearing. That's one of Samuro's definite strengths. And he's got good wave clear and siege damage potential. So we'll see Arthas go up and answer that, but not before the top 4 takes a pretty decent amount of damage. Meanwhile, Triglav will go down in the mid lane. Level 16 almost here for NUES. So they're looking to try and get that 16 and then maybe force a fight. We see Samuro rotating down, so this is a 5v4 situation in the mid, but JailBait going to take a few steps back, regroup here, and look to get 16 on their side as well. Big power spike here for Hanzo at level 16, as he does now have those piercing arrows. So it gets a lot more value, especially on a map like this where there are just a ton of walls and things to bounce his scatter arrow off of. Not to mention the explosive arrow now having pierce gives him a lot higher wave clear potential. And yeah, just really big power spike there. Level 16, still about half a level away here for JailBait. Arthas going up to the top lane to just kind of passive soak. I like that call. Doesn't need to be too aggressive about getting in there. Gets a couple of minions and backs away as he sees the rotation coming up from NUES. And look at this call. JailBait going in aggressively onto the front wall here in mid as they see that full rotation to top. So pretty safe. But still, the stun overlapping a little bit, but still going to find Calaxy. Very nicely done. The web wrap going to be broken out as they were trying to deny some of that damage from Fade, but still not enough to save him. And just like that, another pick for NUES. 7-2 on the kill count right now, and that's really the story of the game. They've been winning enough of these fights and small engagements to be able to give them a big advantage on the map objective points. They haven't really gotten a lot of siege damage out of it, though. Not the highest siege damage squad overall. Most of their potential siege damage is going to come from those protectors. Hanzo does pretty much negative siege damage. Orphea's not bad at it, but meanwhile, Chaos is taking a lot of damage. You just see the grenades coming out, going to deny some healing to Joe DiMaggio, but they get Shadow Step with the root. He jumps over the wall and gets out with sub 20 health. My goodness, how close was that? And the turn is pretty good here. The members of NUES ripping apart JailBait right now. H2O very low. Chaotic Order ends up going down though to the reverse dive there from Calaxy. Didn't have any kind of teleport away. Chaos Dude is going to go down to Calaxy as well. The sleep is going to come out though. The arrow, the crushing jaws, and they will be able to find a kill on that side. Oh, and the snipe onto a Nubarak Shadow Step. Oh man, what a snipe that was. Big time scatter arrow, and you don't want to be caught in those corridors when those scatter arrows start bouncing. So it ends up overall being a 2-for-2 exchange there. 3 members on each squad to start to rotate around, try to get more XP, maybe try and get some of these camps, and we'll see if either team wants to step onto the control point. The timer is a little bit longer here for JailBait, so they're going to choose not to do that, as NUES could be coming down with superior numbers at any point here. Actually, I take it back. Joe DiMaggio will go ahead and step on the point. They want to force as much of this percentage as they can before level 20, because once NUES has 20, they'll be able to win this team fight easily, and it's going to force JailBait off of this point. They're actually going to come force it before level 20, so I take it back. This is a good opportunity for JailBait to take this fight. They definitely want to force it. Samuro is all the way in the mid lane and can't be here. They will be able to force the fight, as a matter of fact. And we're going to see a ton of damage, though, being turned onto Sylvanas, and Sylv is the first to fall. They do trade it out for Orphea, but now Chaotic Order is here. So the 4v4 will continue, and look at the turrets. 2 turrets set down here for the side of NUES. Johanna is going to go down, though. Calaxy getting very low, being shot at by these turrets. The rotating potions going to be enough to save Calaxy, but a Nubarak is not so lucky. And it is a 2-for-2 exchange, but off of that exchange, NUES will get the XP they need to get level 20. And so now they've got a massive advantage here. And meanwhile, top is also pushing in for NUES, so a few different things for JailBait to have to worry about here. But really the big thing is they just need to get 20 as quickly as possible. They're not going to be able to get it before NUES can get this Protector, but if they're pushing in with the 20 advantage and the Protector, that could spell the end of the game quite possibly here for JailBait. Well, you know, in favor of NUES, I guess I should say. Now, it looks like they are going to go ahead and take this fight. Night Knight going to step off the point, take the back door out on that conveyor belt. And this is an interesting call, because I feel like 4v4 with the Nubarak not around, NUES could take this up 20. But instead they're going to give a little bit of the charge over to JailBait. And they're going to just choose to take this as a 5v5 with Chaos Dude back. H2O also now back in the mix. Going right onto the backside onto Smug Dolphin there. Lands the Condemn, but Web Wrap is going to go down, and they're going to dive onto the back line. Look out, Orphea goes down. And JailBait utilizing that Web Wrap perfectly there. They force Chaos Dude out of the fight. They force everyone else back and get a pick. Now they have control of the point here and a 4v5. And that is actually going to be the Protector going over to the side of JailBait. What an unexpected turn of events here in this match. With level 20 there for the side of NUES, I thought there was no way JailBait could take this Protector. But there it is, first Protector of the game for the side of JailBait, and it's coming at a really big time. They're now going to have level 20. We're going to send Joe DiMaggio to defend up here in the top, and this is a bit of a belated defense, as already that camp had gotten so much value in the top lane. And Samuro also there. Chaotic Order actually, no, is back down here. Those were just clones up in the top lane. So now is back on the defense squad here. And bottom fort and the well goes down, and it looks like for now JailBait going to take this 50% health Punisher to the mid lane instead. They want this well in the mid lane because the next control point will be in mid. So if they're able to get this well down and the fort as well, it'd be a pretty big get for them. They're not focusing a lot of the damage, though, onto the well. And there it is. Okay. Take down the fort, and then the well goes shortly after. Still got about 25 seconds on this protector. 16% health. So it looks like they'll march it up to the top lane and see if they can get anything else. Meanwhile, NUES rotating around very safely, not wanting to get caught out. You really don't want a team fight against these late game protectors. They deal so much damage. I'm gonna find a clone, burn that.
Well done.
Meanwhile, Chaotic Order down in the bot lane, pushing a little bit. But they see that. So JailBait will go ahead and force the support camp here. This is a good moment for or a good position for them to fight in with those scatter arrows. But look at the push in. The Wailing Arrow not quite finding its way to Night Knight, but the root on the back end is good. But Sylvanas and Decker go down on the backside as Chaotic Order dives in and gets a double kill. Now backing away as H2O is on the chase, but he's very low. Shadow Step trying to get value in these corridors with the piercing arrows, but cannot quite find any kills. Meanwhile, Johanna being chased here does have just a speck of health coming out of that indestructible, but Calaxi dives in. They trade it out for a Nubarak though, so tank for tank is Chaotic Order again, slipping in the back door and getting kills. 3 for 3. What a bloodbath this one's turned into. 14 to 10 right now in the kill count. Level 21 to level 22. And really, you know, everything is pretty even at this point. 2 members up for each team. All of the camps being available, but NUES being a little bit quicker on the rotations to grab those. And the structure advantage is only slightly ahead of NUES. They've got this top fort really is the only true difference. So camps being grabbed now, or rotated around to at least. They're not going to actually start their turret camp. We saw NUES just grabbing that instantly for Chaotic Order. And we'll see him teleporting away there. Meanwhile, they are rotating in on this camp. They're going to have a big man advantage here with 3 members of JailBait up in the top, so they're going to be able to steal this no problem. It's going to be double turret, denying Sylvanas that turret advantage. Oh, actually, wait a minute. The rotation is good from JailBait. They're going to take that back. Very nice, quick rotation here. I honestly thought NUES had quicker clear on that. H2O looking for some kind of engagement, but of course Chaos Dude pretty hard to pin down on that Samuro. Worth noting that JailBait it did pick up the Mercenary Queen here, so gonna have a little bit of extra damage from that turret. So actually grabbing that turret, a pretty big moment for JailBait. Could be the advantage they need, and now level 20 with endless potions. There's going to be a tough defense for NUES to be able to get in here and try and get this point away. These potions are going to be constantly spawning here. Shadow Step coming into the corridor. Joe DiMaggio says no. And they actually get the cap onto this point, so they're going to start getting percentage. They also have a massive wave building up in mid to the members of JailBait. Meanwhile, Samuro is pressuring in the bot lane, threatening for keep here, and it's going to actually send one of those illusions back a little bit. See if maybe they want to rotate that direction. He can go in on the back line here if they want to engage. They're going to have to soon. They are getting keep in the bot. Very nice. So much damage from that Samuro. Now actually going straight onto core. Yeah, he's going to keep up this pressure. He's got no problem pressuring here. But meanwhile, the percentage is in, and they're actually going to back off are the members of JailBait. They really want to be able to clean this up in the bot lane and don't want to risk the 4v5 as Chaotic Order was rotating up and able to port in. get themselves another turret as well. So, actually, it looks like they spent the last turret. Oh, it was on chaotic order. Okay, that makes sense. He used it pushing the key. Okay. I'm caught up now, ladies and gentlemen. I figured it out. But now level 23 on both sides. 5v5 here. And JailBait already at 99%. So if they take this back, they will have this protector and could likely have the game off of this protector. Oh man, the dive in, the reset. Shadow Step does get some nice heals though. Stays alive, play of the game coming out as well. Orphea though, the first to fall, but they're going to exchange it for the Nubarak. And meanwhile on the backside, they get the protector out of all this. The turret does go down and is going to take out Galaxy. And so they get the 1 for 2, but the protector is picked up. And now they can look to try and push in with it. And it looks like they're going to go to the bottom side. They want to try and get the bottom keep, try to even out this catapult pressure. And they may well be able to do that here. Meanwhile, Chaotic Order kind of backdooring the core on the other side. Smug Dolphin, the only one here is an answer. I'm not sure how good of an answer that is, really. Meanwhile, Keep is just getting pummeled here, as they got 3 members here in defense, but on the other side, Chaotic Order is actually threatening this Keep pretty nicely. Again, Smug Dolphin just kind of all over him, trying to push him away. The Stay a While and Listen comes out. H2O is going to be here with the stun. They take him out. Hanzo falling on the other side, so all of a sudden, 2 members of NUES are down, and JailBait still has a little bit, about 11% health, make it 8% on this protector. They will shut down the keep, and they have Fragstellar here as well, who can pop out of this and use the black arrow. And they now have all 5 members heading into the bot. The keep is going to go down, and with 2 members down, I think JailBait could end the game here. They're going to get as much as they can out of this protector damage-wise, but not quite able to finish the leap in onto the keep. But look at the damage onto Anna coming out of that web wrap. Holy cow, Chaos Dude also getting very low. She does have the indestructible, but Orphea in the middle of the team going to get beat down there, and so is the core. And that is game 1 going over to JailBait. What a comeback there. Originally losing the first couple of protectors, but they end up making the comeback. So we'll take a look at the stats here for game number 1. Sylvanas, so much damage there, 74k. Shadow Step, of course, also dealing quite a bit on the other side, 89k hero damage, highest in the game with that late game piercing. But overall, it just kind of felt like the team fights early were dominated by NUES, but JailBait scaling a little bit harder. You know, of course, the Deckard healing getting so much stronger after level 20 with the Endless Potions. Didn't switch Sylv and Deckard in the Protector. Yeah, I know, I agree. Sylv definitely seemed like the better option, like in defense. On the core as well against Samuro, and of course in the structure damage overall. But yeah, very interesting. 16-16, where we saw kind of an early domination by NUES. JailBait doing better late, and Arthas soaked more XP than Samuro. Yeah, wow, that's actually pretty impressive. But then again, like, Samuro wasn't really in the solo. They had Shadow Step in the solo lane a lot of that early game, and Samuro was doing more of the camping game. But all right, well, that's gonna do it for game number 1. So let's jump on out of this one and open up game number 2. This is, of course, a best of 3 series, and even though I put all of these replay files together, I have no idea how many games are in here. Uh, this is kind of one of my more proud, inventive ideas of the season, was these replay folders where I put in the actual replay folder, and inside that is the first game, and then a folder for game 2, and then inside that folder for game 2 is the second replay, and a folder for game 3. And if there's no game 3 in that folder, then that's fine, but I have no idea until I actually open it. So, and I put together way too many of these to ever remember, and these teams have swap sides on me. Feels bad, man. All right, well, let me go ahead and swap these figures over. We'll give JailBait their point. And let me just switch up their logos here. All right. And we will mosey on in to game number 2. On the left this time, we've got JailBait. H2O going to be playing the Zol. Joe DiMaggio on the Arthas. Claxy going to be playing the Ariel. We're going to have Fragstellar on the Sylvanas. And Smug Dolphin on the Deckard. Interesting double support comp coming out here from JailBait. Meanwhile, on the right, we've got NUES. We've got Shadow Step on the Zul'jin. Chaotic Order on the Jaina, Chaos Dude on the Johanna, Night Knight playing the Lucio, and Fade is going to be on the Malthael. So Tomb of the Spider Queen here for game number 2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tomb of the Spider Queen, where it's all about wave clear and the camps barely matter. The boss mainly being the one that matters here on this map, but Zol can already be up in the top lane clearing. Actually, a big rotation coming in on him. Let's see if they can really get anything out of it. Shadow Step, a little bit too far to put much damage down, but Fragstellar gets hit a bit. And rotating back down are both teams. Respecting this early 4-man rotation strategy on each side. I'll bring up the talents for y'all, though. Oh, and Zol is going to go down. Chaotic Order are able to get in there and get a ton of damage with the combo. And the finish off there by Shadow Step. This is kind of a scary team to walk into. Not only do you have a ton of damage coming out from the back line there between the Zul'jin and the Jaina, but also Night Knight being able to speed people up, get Johanna in there for the big condemns, and trying to slow them down. That's going to be rough for them to deal with here. And that's going to be an early 1 stack for Headhunter. Fade going to turn in on the bot side while Joe DiMaggio trying to clear up the waves, and a bit of a fight breaking out here in the top over this turn-in location. 13 gems now in for NUES as they are getting started on trying to get that first set of Web Weavers. And H2O getting kind of low here again. Gonna have to back out for the moment. Main tank Zol, by the way. So it's a pretty interesting strategy. I don't see it come out too often anymore after the kind of fall of the double support strategy, but we'll see how it works out. Also, you know, Ariel, a pretty consistent pickup in those like hyper carry double support comp strategies, but I don't see very much of Deckard in those. That's definitely a unique pick to what JailBait is going for here. Meanwhile, it looks like NUES going to attempt another turn in here. Chaos Dude does have 12 that he's going to go ahead and slam on in to the objective there. They're now halfway on the turn-in gems there. Shadow Step going to pop himself a little bit lower on health, start dealing out some damage. Fragstellar going to have to Haunting Wave away. Joe DiMaggio actually rotated up along with Fade, so that was actually a 5v5 there for a moment. 14 gems now in for the side of JailBait, so it's Joe DiMaggio turning those in. Meanwhile, up in the top, begin to poke back and forth. Neither team going for any camps just yet. 3 minutes in No camps taken here yet on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Everybody just kind of focusing on the wave clear and slapping those gems in when they get the chance. But right now, NUES has been pretty well dominating the rotations from mid to top. So there's been really no opportunity for JailBait to turn anything in other than on their solo lane. And boy, right as I mentioned it, here's H2O going onto the camp. That is going to give NUES the room, though, to turn in what they need for that first Webweaver phase. JailBait will have the mid camp to defend with this, though. Crossfade stack's going to be done there for Night Knight. It's a good map for that quest because they're traveling around in that 4-man pack. Meanwhile, bot pushed out pretty far and mid being defended by the Bruiser camp, so NUES going to go ahead and pressure into top. This is the priority lane here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, with that boss being in the top lane. Nice scroll coming out, though, from Smug Dolphin. And now we're going to see a little bit of a push in here. Actually, all 5 members are up here in the top. Galaxy in a ton of trouble here, getting dove upon. Fade does get hit by that root there from H2O, so a little bit of peeling there from the tank main from JailBait. But still, this fort is under a tremendous amount of pressure. And they're actually diving in past it a little bit. Fragsteller getting low. Gonna have to back away. H2O gonna be caught in deep there, and a bunch of those gems gonna end up hitting the floor. Zol pretty much the main gem carrier for the side of JailBait. Also nice zoning there by NUES. They stuck around in the area long enough to ensure that those gems were not gonna get picked up. But Joe DiMaggio out a little bit too far in the lane here. He's going to get taken down. What a rotation from NUES. And right now, they have come out here in game number 2, firing on all cylinders with this comp. Shadow Step maybe taking a wrong turn a little bit there, but turning around and dealing a nice amount of damage off the back end of it. Now up to 2 on the Headhunter stacks. Well, down in the bottom lane, Chaotic Order going to go ahead and grab the Siege Camp. Turn in coming in, though, for JailBait. Oh, it just barely gets interrupted. 2 of them get interrupted. Claxy gets in theirs, but now is in too far, and Fade diving in on the backside, trying to body block Claxy out, and Lucio helping him catch up in that chase. Ariel is going to go down. 4 for nothing now on the kills. And Headhunter stack number 3 for Shadow Step as well. Globe quest finished for Jaina already here in this matchup. It's another good rotational map for that quest with the globes. 73 stacks right now for Fragsteller, so that will continue to ramp up later and later into the match as this goes along. Level 10's now coming in for NUES. We're going to see Summon Water Elemental, Tazdingo, Sound Barrier, Blessed Shield, and the Tormented Souls picked here over the last rites, so that should be interesting. That AoE damage potential. A little bit of extra sustain coming in from that, as well as when he's able to instantly apply those stacks to everyone around him, be able to eat up for that Q heal. Meanwhile, in go the gems for NUES. And that is going to be enough for their second set of web weavers here. Oh, and they have caught Arthas way out in lane. Joe DiMaggio going to try and get on the run, but he's not able to get up onto his horse. Nice triple root there. Going to get a couple of stacks for that level 1 quest out of the deal, but not a fair trade for JailBait, as now NUES scoring themselves a 5th unanswered kill here. NUES going to go ahead and push in full 5-man push here into the mid, but actually they're going to rotate down. They find Galaxy way out on an island here in the bot lane. The fort not going to give any kind of protection with the web weaver coming down. And JailBait just kind of having a rough rotational match here in this one. Just don't seem to be on the same page with their rotations early in this second game. Now watching the rotations, waiting for the web weaver to push up here in bot. And the web weaver is actually going to go down, but the wave's still there. NUES not going to force the issue though while they're on the same talent tier. Ariel now back alive. And quickly going to grab away the camp here. Here are the members of NUES. 2 members up in top, and this is actually a very bold rotation. Yeah, H2O still not even sure he's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna go around the long way, and that hesitation there gonna cost them dearly as they don't have Zol for this defense as the wave pushes in. Gonna get a lot of extra damage out onto it. We do have the Bone Prism coming down onto Chaotic Order, but no real follow-up there. We're gonna see the heroics start to go down for JailBait, but it is actually just the Skeletal Mages that ends up getting popped there. And now they're on the chase. I don't think they really want this fight out in lane though with no level 13. So yeah, looks like they're gonna back it up. Look to just go out into lanes and soak. But Calaxy actually stepping forward a little bit there. Go ahead and back off though. Members of NUES just kind of rotating around, zoning away, making sure they keep an eye on both of these turn-ins. They know that JailBait's got enough, and they want to try to stop the potential turn-in here. And they are rotating down onto a few members that are out in the middle of these lanes, transitioning up to mid. Almost got Calaxy out there, but the whip was good to be able to zone away the Joe. Shadow Step just keeping his eyes on the top. JailBait is going to rotate in here, so Fade will scout this out. 2 members are pretty far down in bot. JailBait sees this. They might be willing to force, but they got to do it quickly. Now it's a 5v5. They do have 13 available. And it's just everybody hitting the R button here. Joe DiMaggio getting a very nice Crystal Aegis there. Lucio actually the first one to fall. Joe DiMaggio going to go down as well, though. As Shadow Step just pushing down the damage, but it's a 1-for-3 exchange. Only 2 members of NUES left alive. They will be able to rotate out safely to mid. And we do have bottom pushing a little bit here with the Siege Camp and the double Katas. But Web Weavers are going to come up for JailBait, so that bottom should be able to clear itself out once those Web Weavers come up. Well, a little bit of a split here for JailBait, but it looks like for the most part they are going to focus in towards the top lane and send Arthas to push out bot. All 5 members are now back for NUES here in defense, and they should have level 16 by the time this really starts here. Arthas still in the bot, so this is a full 4v5 with level 16 advantage for NUES, and they're going to push directly out into it. Aegis does go down, going to save H2O for the moment, and the stay a while and listen is also good. Arthas is now here as well. Joe DiMaggio making it just in time. It's a 1-for-2 as they do exchange Zol for those 2 kills, but now no frontline available for NUES in this defense. The Web Weaver is going to go down. They get the root onto Shadow Step. Taz Dingo is still available, but the silence goes down. Wait a minute. Okay. They didn't pursue. But I was about to say, wait, you can't pop Taz Dingo if he's silenced by the Wailing Arrow. While the other Web Weaver is still alive, but going to be going down here shortly. Big wave here in bot lane. Going to push down the structures a little bit more in the bot. And it looks like every single fort of NUES is going to end up either going down or getting very heavily damaged. Yeah, looks like NUES is going to rotate down. Oh, maybe not. They're going to go ahead and leave it. So, Yeah, bottom fort, I think it's going to survive, but it should be close. And now JailBait going to get themselves another turn-in. So back-to-back turn-ins, level 16s now in for JailBait. And their cop is starting to gain some power here in this late game. And Joe DiMaggio is on the flank. He's ready to go with this big flank on to NUES. Being very patient about it though. As they start to push forward, Fade gonna walk right in to where Joe DiMaggio was waiting for him. And gonna get the Aegis there as the sound barrier goes down on the other side. So big shield's coming out, but Shadow Step gets blown up before he can even pop Tazdingo. Wailing Arrow still also available here for Fragstaller. He dies in deep. It's going to be a 4-for-2 exchange. Fade does make it out and is trying to walk away, but Fragstaller is on the chase, and we're going to see them go back and forth, but definitely going to be one that Sylvanas is going to win. And now, full 2 for 5. 3 members still able to push in, and the Web Weavers are still shoving in the top and mid lane. Big wave also built up here in the bottom lane, but mid is going to be where we're going to see JailBait focus on. And in a match that was being dominated by NUES in the early game, again, JailBait coming back in the late game, keeping their composure, and now has taken the first keep of the game here in mid. Get some nice damage on the front wall and bot and top. And now JailBait just 8 gems away from having yet another turn-in. They're going to get these gems off of their bodies and into the turn-in. And pretty much even on XP now as well. Almost level 19 for both teams here. NUES grouping up, sharking around. They are miles away from a turn-in. They're going to scout out the boss here in top, but they see multiple members all the way down in bot. And so it looks like they are going to go on to the boss. Joe DiMaggio is going to see this, but not nearly in time to be able to do anything about it. Heads up rotation by NUES. And now they can look to push with this boss and try to support it. We've got absolutely no wave to aid them here. It's only the boss with them here in the top lane. Every lane is shoved out massively in JailBait's favor right now. And they are going to get started on damaging in this front wall in the top keep. The boss should be able to get some good damage onto this keep, even if NUES doesn't push in with it. But the root coming down on the backside, Shadow Step getting so low, I kind of has to panic pop the Tazdingo with the sound barrier coming out as well. So a little bit of anti-synergy there. But we will see NUES backing up and surviving that exchange at the very least. Boss is cleaned up in top though. A little bit of damage to the top keep, but it should be safe for now. And finally, the wave's starting to push in enough that JailBait might actually get these last 8 gems they need. Quick camp grab for the members of NUES down here. This is still definitely anybody's game. 10-10 on the kill count. Level 20 is going to be coming in very soon for JailBait, but they are going to back away. They don't want to see this fight with level 20 here, but wait a minute. Joe DiMaggio going to be caught out here. He's definitely... well, I was about to say he's definitely not going to make it out, but he goes ahead and proves me wrong. Pops the Army of the Dead and ends up living. Level 20s will now be picked up for JailBait, though. Camp being grabbed on the other side by NUES. So both teams just going to trade out their camp grabs, looks like. Forming up for the defense here is NUES. They were maybe thinking about going after the camp there. Now they're going to pull the trigger. Going to be a little bit too late for the boss, but they can try and force here if they want to. Kind of an awkward spot for them to try to force, though. And this turn over the wall. Instead, we'll just rotate up to the mid lane and just look to fight with their camp here. Both teams do have spell power available, but NUES a little bit quicker on the clear. Looks like JailBait's going to go ahead and back up. They do have enough for turn-in, but it's NUES that is kind of in the dominant position right now here in the lane. And JailBait just going to try and use their fort to help them in this defense. The spell shield is almost dead. Yeah, there it is, the one hit needed. We'll see Iron Skin coming out to cancel out that Bone Prism. Sound Barrier popped a little bit early there. Silence going to come out on the back end. Chaos Dude getting low. Indestructible will be popped, but Sylvanas the first to fall in this exchange. Chaos Dude getting so low, does go down after that Indestructible shield is gone. Fade also going to fall, but look on the backside. Shadow Step dealing so much damage. Going to manage to get himself the Deckard kill. And it is a 1-for-3 exchange. NUES finally finding themselves a teamfight win in the late game. Yeah, they exchanged the Johanna there for the 3, but Shadow Step just on the flank dealing so much damage. Oh, and actually it was a 2-for-3, but it looks like Fade, yeah, used the no one can stop death there to return. And now they're going to be looking to go straight to core. They've got the damage. They've got no wave to aid them here, but it's only Arthas and Ariel in the defense. Can they do it? Joe DiMaggio going in on the backside, trying to get Shadow Step off of this core. But the huge sound barrier going to come out, and Joe DiMaggio is going to go down. And NUES finding themselves a nice team fight win in the late game. They're going to find themselves a game number 2 victory. I'm going to send us on in to game number 3 here for this best of 3 series. Give you guys a little look at these stats to close out our game number 2. Shadow Step with that 73k damage, highest teamfight damage in the game. And really the MVP of that last fight for sure. Dealing just a ton of damage. Give you guys a final look at these talents and what these guys had built into all game long. And then we will go on to our game number 3. Even in replay casting, man, game 3, hype. So it'll be very interesting to see what these two teams have for us here. I will be doing at least one more set after this. As soon as we get done with this third game, I'll go ahead and pick which one we're gonna do. And it looks like we are going to be going to Battlefield of Eternity. And these teams have yet again swapped on me, so let me move these back. All right. These guys are just doing the do-si-do. All right. Let's see. So let's get on into game number 3. Battlefield of Eternity. Back on the left, we've got NUES. Fade going to be on the Arthas. Chaos Dude on a Nubarak. Night playing the Tyrande. Chaotic Order going to be on the Raynor. And Shadow Step going to be on the Hanzo. On the right, JailBait. We've got Joe DiMaggio on the Johanna. H2O on the Uther. Smug Dolphin on the Karazim. Fragstellar on the Greymane. And we've got Calaxy playing the Phoenix.
Let the battle begin.
Looks like both teams gonna honor the customary 4 for 1, and oh, the Owl didn't find anybody. GG, JailBait wins the game. Yep, nailed it. H2O's got it. By the way, again, another bit of a shift here. H2O goes from main tank in the game 1 to main tank Zol in game 2, and now is main tank Uther in game 3. Go figure. No, actually, it can't be main tank when Johanna's the main tank. But either way, should be very interesting to see how this does end up coming about here. Double support for the side of JailBait once again. Seemed like that worked for them in the mid game, but they couldn't find that last team fight win in the mid there. NUES able to take that and march it on to a Game 2 victory. Good sustain here in this part of it, though. Chaotic order. Yeah, it does seem pretty fun, huh? You would think that. Taking a look at these level 1 talents. Got Hammer of the Lightbringer, so looking for a little extra CC and mana regen here for H2O. Already to 12. Here is Shadow Step on the simple geometry. Ace in the hole being picked here for Raynor, so not really looking for any of that extra race potential. It looks like they have pretty good race already with the Hanzo and then the Tyrande Hunter's Mark, so no real need for that. And plus, with Arthas in these team fights, that Ace in the hole is going to get just massive, massive value. They got a good amount of poke here to the members of NUES. The wave clear isn't the strongest, but this is an alright map to be lacking a little bit on wave clear. We're mostly worried about the PvE damage onto the Immortal rather than the PvE damage in the wave clear department. H2O getting started on the camp here. This is really just stacking up his quest. He's just chopping away. He's getting a good workout down here. You can even see the pursuit of justice. Give him a little bit of extra speed when he lays down that stun. And he's gonna just take the one and walk away with that. He's like, all right, I got up to 45 stacks. I'm good. I love it. NUES sharking around. Maybe had a bit of a thought to maybe go over there and contest that camp. They get right onto the race. They are dominating the race at the start here.
Enough. I seek better ground.
Gonna be about 4,000 ahead here. A little bit of a squabble in the mid, but it looks like both sides are gonna just rotate away and immediately go on to the race. But actually, wait a minute, JailBait does decide to rotate in here and take this fight with Arthas showing in the top. So they take the 4v4 under their own Immortal, and meanwhile Greymane is back here ripping apart the Immortal on the other side with that Inner Beast. He's got a lot of extra PvE damage on it. You have Fade coming in on the flank, though. And they're going to see if they could find anybody caught out here. Klaxi, though, is going to get very low, just barely avoiding that last root from Fade. Does make it out. But look at this. The Immortal does end up going over to the side of JailBait. Fragsailor was able to eliminate that Immortal while the fighting was going on. So first objective, going to go over to JailBait on the red side.
The demon moves for the gates of heaven.
Meanwhile, in comes the Immortal. He's got basically no shields, but he's going to start bashing down the front wall here of this bottom fort, as are the members of JailBait. They've got pretty good siege damage as well, especially for a double support comp. And they get started on the fort here. Condemned coming in from Joe DiMaggio. He's deep in enemy territory, trying to just zone and soak as much damage as he can. The Immortal is going to go down, but as is the entire bottom fort area for NUES.
But he will rise again in time.
1-0 on the kill counter, so nothing really too big going on there. Still just about a half level lead right now for JailBait, but they will start getting the extra passive XP built up here over the long haul with that bottom fort going down. Along with these occasional catapults, there's the first one coming out into the bottom lane already. It looks like JailBait going to go ahead and rotate away and look to pick up this bottom camp that the Uther had started earlier. We'll finish it off now. Up in the top lane, we've got a renewal of our solo lane matchup. Phoenix versus Arthas. Root not quite finding its mark. Cloxy does still have that teleport away, though. We're dealing a nice amount of damage there onto Fade with that beam. But oh, look out, the Root comes down. Oh, the shotgun from Chaotic Order almost interrupted that teleport away. That would have surely been the death of Calaxy. But they do make it away. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Camp is pushing in here. Arthas gonna have to back and answer that before this Immortal phase. Both teams gonna be able to rotate away. Still 15 on the Bruiser camp, so it's gonna be about a 10-second window here where NUES can look to try and race before they can even possibly go on their camp. Both teams going to go ahead and get started on it. Cloxy a little bit late on the rotation, but even later is Arthas as he was cleaning up that bottom lane. Fade now going to be coming up to join the team. And this does rotate top mid, or top bot, I should say. So teams are going to be able to rotate to attack on these pretty easily. And Fade going in deep on the backside. They are taking this fight under the Immortal, so they will go ahead and back up a little bit there, kind of reposition. They don't want to fight 5v5 under the Immortal, especially with all the poke that they have. They can't take this slow. Fade getting low. And Joe DiMaggio going in deep, trying to find a kill, will end up falling. And meanwhile, look at that on the bottom. This whole time, Fragstaler was getting the Immortal again, ripping that thing apart on the bottom side. I didn't even see it. I don't think NUES saw it. And so they get the kill on Johanna, but at what cost? As we are going to see the Immortal marching here in the top lane. Again, not a whole lot of shields, so we see already the shields have been worn away. NUES does have pretty good Immortal burn. So in defense, that will serve them well as in the race potential. There's just been JailBait doing a very nice job of stalling and defending while they allow Fragstaler to do what he does best. One of the strongest racers in the game. Hemibo, welcome. I'm glad I'm giving you the opportunity to watch this series. We'll have this up on YouTube as well, so if you want to check out the rest of the video, it will be there soon, later on today. But we are here in game number 3, 10-11, 1-1 on the kill counter, so not really a whole lot of big team fights going on just yet, but I expect that to change soon, especially now with the level 10s coming out. And maybe over this bottom camp. In comes the arrow, but just barely splitting through the members of JailBait. 7-sided coming out on the other side. Camp is stolen away by NUES, but look at the Sabo coming out. Actually, the web wrap goes down, so Sabo's not going to come out at all. We will see the Starfall coming down, though, along with the Hyperion. Hello, NUES! Gonna take down a ton of damage. It's a 1-for-3 exchange. Arthas, the 3 members of JailBait. And our first big team fight, indeed, coming out there. Let's take a look at these heroics as they get the cleanup here on bot. Hyperion, along with that Starfall, Army of the Dead, Dragon Arrow, and the Cocoon. Meanwhile, for JailBait, it's going to be Divine Shield, Go for the Throat, 7-sided Strike, Purification Sabo, and the Blessed Shield. Chaotic Order. Chaos is a legend, by the way. Well, alright. Yeah, I mean, that Sabo could have maybe turned the fight there. That web wrap was massive. Just huge moment there for NUES.
Repent before my wrath.
We'll see JailBait getting there a little bit faster onto this Immortal. Not much, though, and they don't have their camp pushing out into lane. Plus, the race potential just so huge for NUES. They're actually going to end up winning the first part of this race. We'll have to see if JailBait is able to get another defense on this. They do have Phoenix up in the top lane. It looks like they are indeed going to drop back and look to defend their Immortal here. NUES starting to push in a little bit. Blind coming out on the other side going to deny a little bit of that damage, but really they're just trying to zone out for their members that are on this bottom left corner, just dealing a ton of damage to the Immortal. So we do see the Savo coming out, but again, the web wrap, Smug Dolphin trying to break out Calaxy, but it's going to be too late for that Savo, and Hanzo going to go down. Veranda falls. Uther does fall on the other side, but he is going to have Ghost Heals coming out here. Joe DiMaggio is in all kinds of trouble, though. Fade actually runs out of mana, so can't keep that aura going. So it is going to be the 1-for-2 exchange. JailBait making it out. But this time, Fragstellar was not able to break away and rip apart the Immortal on the other side. But we will eventually see JailBait rotating to this. Can they bust it down before the members of NUES can finish off their Immortal? No, they actually rotate to try to defend. And unfortunately, Fragstellar this time not quite able to have as much time to deal that damage. But Joe DiMaggio is going to go down. Blessed Shield actually popped, trying to get himself out there, but it's a little bit too late to save him. So now NUES are going to have themselves the Immortal to work with this time around.
The wickedness of hell dwindles before me.
Going to be pushing here in the top lane again. Not very many, not very much shields on this one. And they do, and JailBait does have Phoenix down in the bot lane soaking, so maybe a little bit crippled in defense. Looks like they are on the way up though. Root does go down onto H2O, but Fort will fall. And all 5 members of NUES will look to push in to this keep. Smug Dolphin on the flank, maybe looking for a juicy 7-sided, but out comes Hyperion to aid in the push here. A good wave clear. Starfall also still available. And the keep is getting completely chunked here. Fade does end up getting hit pretty big by that 7-sided from Smug Dolphin. Keep is going to go down. And now JailBait looking to maybe try and force past this Immortal, as the keep is definitely going to, or the core is definitely going to be able to clear up that Immortal. And we do have the chase is on. Fade trying to slow the advance, and again Phoenix getting hit by the web wrap on the backside. Still does have Savo available this time though once it comes out, but it's Johanna that ends up going down. And for now, JailBait going to go ahead and call off the chase. Nice response from NUES there. They were at a tough spot in terms of being a long way from home there, but they were very patient. They were able to just kind of kite back and were able to inevitably win that exchange. That forced JailBait to back away. Both camps picked up for the top lane here. Looks like JailBait going to be able to rotate up and get the nice exchange. Level 16 is now in for NUES. They're going to go ahead and grab this bottom camp. And again, big power spike here for Shadow Step. Ryokai calling out the level 13 talent there for Phoenix. Rapid recharge. Well, yeah, and that makes sense with double support, especially. But can even be good for that, even if you just got the single support. Get a lot of extra healing, a lot of extra shielding from those heals. Immortals are up, though, here in the mid. Level 16 now for both squads. And diving in deep here is Fade, trying to find somebody. Gonna get the root and the arrow to follow up onto Fragstellar. We're gonna have Calaxy jumping over the wall onto the other side of this team fight. 7-sided on the backside. Hyperion's gonna come out, coming through, but again, the web wrap goes down onto poor Phoenix. Calaxy just been being beat down by these web wraps all game long. H2O gonna be caught out. Greymane gonna fall, and this team fight is all over the place. But it does end up being a 4-for-2 exchange for NUES. They're going to have 3 members left alive here to be able to push. All the supports go down. And again, just the Phoenix in the backside there. That web wrap just being a massive tool for NUES post 10. They've just been dominating these team fights because they just wrap up Calaxy and they just kind of focus on everybody else. When you got a double support, you really can't afford to have one of your damage just be put out of these team fights. So it's just been very difficult for JailBait to kind of mount any real offensive here. So it should be easy cleanup here on the Immortal for NUES. So we will see it marching here into the bot lane. Still about a level and a half away from level 20, so we're not going to see that on this push for NUES just yet. But this should be a pretty easy keep grab, so this could be last keep available going down here for JailBait. The only question is, can the side of NUES get some kills and try and force this to be the end of the game? Scatter arrow coming out early, getting a little bit of damage. Calaxy taking some damage in there. And we do see the core under attack now. Keep is going to go down. Still a little bit of shielding left on this Immortal as well. Arrow comes down. 7-sided on the other side along with the Sabo, but again, Chaos Dude is just there on point with the web wrap. Again, Karazim falls. Joe DiMaggio getting very low. They will turn on him, and it's going to be a 3-for-0. The Immortal beating down on the core already. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Game 3 and the series going over to NUES. Very clean exchange here in this game number 3. NUES just looking very good, especially post level 10. JailBait kind of able to get those first couple of Immortals, able to do a pretty good job before level 10, but boy, once those web wraps came out, those cocoons were just beautiful. So MVP to Chaos Dude, you guys were right, just a godlike play there. Yeah, full CD every time. Yeah, you guys are right. Rough game for Calaxy there. Just hyper countered by that Anubarak. And I think that there's a reason that Anubarak is really top priority right now for a lot of picks and ban phases. So not at all surprised to see that. And plus, with the windup, it's so easily telegraphed for that web wrap. Anubarak so mobile, able to just jump back to him and just get that web wrap down. But either way, that is going to be our series here for our first set of replay casting. I'm going to do at least one more set. So let's go ahead and we'll pick out our match first. And then I will go ahead and go to a break to set up for it. Let's see, so we can delete that one off the list now. I definitely want to pick one that's in the tournament realm timing, because everything between March 26th and April 17th is now off limits on the main server, but Blizzard being very generous, giving us here in NGS access to the tournament realm on the old patch to allow us to be able to do these replay casts for about a week. So we want to make sure to get out as many of these as possible in that span of time. Looks like we got a couple of good ones here that I'd like to do. Kind of scanning through, making sure there's nothing obvious that I want to make sure I get here. It's looking like we might be jumping to D West for this next series. I am looking at Boongan Squad versus OC Peach Boys. That is what we will be doing here for our second set of replays. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in for this first replay set. This will be uploaded to YouTube very soon if you guys want to watch the entire series over again. And of course, I'll be right back with another set for Div D West, Boongan Squad versus OC Peach Boys. I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock, and then I will be back with another set for you guys in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.